Yo, what's good? It's your man 100 Grand Russ with The Rock Never Stops. Today I want to talk about why Horace Walker, or Jarace Walker, y'all let me know how to pronounce it, is the undisputed pick for the Detroit Pistons at number 5. I'm going to dive into that in this video. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button for me. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Yo, there is many things to consider for the Detroit Pistons when you're looking at what this draft is going to be. One of the things that I think we all know and understand is that the Detroit Pistons need wing depth. And I mean real wings, forwards, guys 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", who can cover on the perimeter and namely can defend and knock down open shots. Now, when you look at who is going to be available, I think the popular pick is Brandon Miller. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. I wouldn't be shocked if Brandon Miller fell, but I still think at the number 5 pick that the selection is Horace Walker. And the reason why is because, one, Horace Walker, I believe, embodies what Detroit basketball is all about. The hard hat, lunch pail, going into work, checking in on your time card, clocking in, coming in with some toughness, defense, a team first mindset, not trying to be pretty, not trying to be cute. Help you to get a bucket, take the contact, be physical, finish through contact, and be somebody that no matter what, we know is going to bring that physicality that Detroit basketball is known for. If you look at their championship eras, it's always been about the combination of that physicality with the ability to play with a level of toughness that allows you to overcome maybe a lack of elite top-end talent. But if I'm real, I look at this team, and between Cade Cunningham and Cade and Ivey, they have elite top-end talent. I even really like Duren as well. But when you look at fulfilling a position of need, considering that more than likely they will not be selecting this high in the draft again, Cade Cunningham is going to return. Jaden Ivey is going to have another year under his belt, and they are going to look damn good. You're looking at the depth that they have in the front court with James Wiseman, with a full offseason healthy going into a contract year, Jalen Duren, year 2, Isaiah Stewart healthy, Marvin Bagley healthy, Bojan Bogdanovic filling in as a shooter on the wing. This team is going to be good. This team is going to be good. I don't think they're going to be playing playoff good, but I think they'll be Orlando Magic barely on the outside of the play-in tournament good. I think they're going to win somewhere around 25 to 35 games, right? But they're going to be tough, and they're going to be physical, and they're going to be in every game because they have a floor game manager in Cade Cunningham, who I think is going to be a future star in this league. So what they need is somebody who can play off of the talent that they have. And when I look at somebody like Brandon Miller or even a Cam Whitmore, these are guys who need the ball in their hand and who can't necessarily be relied upon to be that lockdown defender who is going to be able to guard guys like Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's going to be able to guard guys like LeBron James or Kawhi Leonard, right? Those more physical, imposing wing scorers who you're going to have to get up into. You're going to have that Dylan Brooks type mentality, right? And this is why I like Horace Walker as well. Not only is he physical, not only does he have that toughness and that hard hat mentality that embodies Detroit basketball, but he's also an absolutely elite defender. Last year for the University of Houston, when he came in, he was extremely skilled on offense. But he was able to come in and be handed the keys to anchor the defense of this team. A team that was returning high-level players like Marcus Sasser, who was returning, who could have gone into the draft last year, right? And other players who have already been on this roster for a while. This was what we would consider like a veteran team, right? And he comes in there, and the coach is basically like, we're going to need you to anchor our defense. That means calling out screens, right? Communicating on the perimeter, letting guys know if they need to go over or under. Your coverages, if he's going to be in drop, is he going to show hard? Is he going to hedge and get back, right? That means you have to have a level of defensive IQ that is at a high level, and not just your defensive IQ, but also the leadership intangibles, right? And this is where the Draymond Green comparisons come in, because the leadership intangibles to be somebody that can be relied upon to be the communicator on a veteran team, on a college veteran team, to say, we need you to orchestrate and direct us so we are in the correct place, right? Knowing that he was asked to do that as a freshman bodes well for that translating to the NBA. When you look at the scouting report of his level of defense, one of the things that really excites me is that he was able to guard 1 through 5. He was able to switch on to point guards. He was able to guard centers. He reminds me really of an OG Anunoby, a bigger OG Anunoby, which is really unique because OG Anunoby is already pretty massive at 6'7", 230 plus pounds, very physical, has a 7'2" wingspan. Jarace Walker is 6'8", with a 7'2" wingspan and somewhere around 235, 240 pounds. But his footwork, his quick feet remind me of like a Ron Artest and how quick he's able to move his feet on the perimeter. And with a very low center of gravity and long wingspan, he has the ability to be completely disruptive from that forward position. But that's not where it ends. Another thing that I really like about his game is that he is a high-level passer. Once again, pointing back to his IQ, right? And this is something that I want to talk about towards the end. But being a high-level passer, he has the ability to take the ball out of Cade Cunningham's hand and out of Jaden Ivey's hand. And I actually like the pairing with Jalen Duren and a Jarace Walker because both of them are really good playmakers with the ball in their hands, which means that you don't have to rely upon Cade or Jaden Ivey to have more of a heliocentric offense, meaning that everything revolves around them and they have to make all the plays. Because we see that really doesn't translate to winning when it matters the most, when the defense can just mount up against you and everyone's standing around watching. This means that they can have one of those free-flowing offenses, something that we see in like a Golden State, right? Something that we see in some of the more fluid offensive systems where guys are sharing the ball and the ball has this energy. Now that I'm a little bit older, right? I'm about to be 39, right? And I go to the gym and I realize it's not effective to try to do everything yourself. It freezes everyone else out. People stop playing hard because they're sitting around watching you, even if you're good. Nobody wants to only play defense, right? And when you have guys that aren't even adept to playing high-level defense like a Jaden Ivey, right? And even though Cade is a committed defender, you don't want him to be solely focused on defense. You want him to be moving and looking for the ball, but still able to retain the requisite energy to play good defense, which means you need other guys who can facilitate for him. You need other guys who can get him the ball coming off of screens and pin downs and post-ups who are looking to move the ball. And that, once again, is Jarace Walker. He's a guy that I could see averaging anywhere between 4 assists and 6 assists throughout a season, right? But not only that, it's his basketball IQ that really sets him apart. As a great facilitator, as a defensive lead, he, to me, is the type of guy that he can have a game where he's in single-digit points, single-digit rebounds, and yet his plus-minus, it'll be the highest on the team. And that's really saying something because you look at it like a Cade Cunningham who has extremely high basketball IQ as well. His plus-minus is through the charts, you know, when it comes to what he is capable of doing when he's playing at a high level, right? But when you have multiple guys like that, now it's something special, right? Now it's like that Golden State Warriors where you have a Stephen Curry who plays at an extremely high level. But remember when they would have an Andre Iguodala and Draymond Green on the court back in their early championships, right? And you had two guys who can move the ball, see things happening, make the plays while being high-level defenders at the same time. It was absolutely special, and it made the game so much easier for guys like Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry coming off of screens because they knew the ball was going to find them. They knew if they kept moving their feet that they were going to be found by the ball to be able to score easily. And it was totally disruptive for opposing defenses because they had to constantly track not just the person with the ball, but the people off the ball. And that brings a whole other dimension to what this team is potentially able to do. So for me, this pick is clear. It's Jarace Walker. I don't care if Brandon Miller is there. I know he could shoot. I know he could do stuff with the ball in his hands. But I don't see the ceiling being as high. Jarace Walker has shown he has a solid jump shot. One thing that was really surprising during the draft process, Marcus Sasser, right, who was the returning leading scorer for this team, said that Jarace Walker had the best ball handling on this team, right? And that really says something, that a freshman is coming in with the best ball handling. And this is over the guards, over the point guards, guys who are looking at the draft, right? Had multiple years to work on their game. And they're like, yo, this dude can handle the rock. That is even a higher level, because you look at guys like Draymond Green, OG Anunoby, Ron Artest, guys that are comparable to his skill set. None of them are known as elite ball handlers. None of them. And yet, when you see a Jarace Walker, you watch his highlights, he has great footwork and a really quick, explosive first step, which bodes even more towards him being able to be a really good slasher who can get to the rim. I know he still needs to work on his finishing, but I think that's one of those things where it's like, you're going to refine that over time. But considering his role, he's not going to be driving to the basket and everyone's going to be focused on him, because Cade and Jaden Ivey are going to have that focus. But Jarace Walker is going to be the type, he's going to be kind of like a souped up version of Kyle Anderson, right? A guy who can do so many things with the ball in his hands. And as everybody's paying attention to everyone else because they're worried about his playmaking, all of a sudden he gets a straight line drive to the basket. And with his explosive athleticism and long wingspan and physicality, he's going to be able to finish through most contact and most defenders. So I think he could be a special, special player for the Detroit Pistons. And I think that he's the pick. He embodies, he's almost like a beef stew with just 10 times more skill and ability to play on the perimeter. And when you look at the guys that are returning, he could be a perfect glue guy to really bring this team together. And I think that that's what they need. Even if they go out and they get in free agency another high-level scorer, Jarace Walker is still going to be a starter, because he's going to be that guy. And I wouldn't even be shocked to see Bogdanovich end up coming off the bench or playing more of a power forward role because of Jarace Walker's ability to make people better. With his basketball IQ, playmaking, and ability to get to the basket and create for others, I think it's going to be special. But as always, I want to know what you all think. I know I've given you a lot about why I think Jarace Walker is the pick, whether it's his mentality, having that bad boy Detroit Pistons hard hat, lunch pail mentality, whether it's his defensive footwork, ability to guard 1 through 5, whether it's his playmaking, basketball IQ, and even the ball handling ability to bring the ball up the court and attack the rim. You let me know what you think. If Brandon Miller is available, do you think Brandon Miller is the better pick? You already know my opinion, but you're going to have to prove it to me in the comment section. All right? I'm going to holler at y'all next time. Get at your boy. Like, subscribe, and I'm see y'all next time. Peace.